Decent card overall with a surprising result in the main event, in my opinion. I'm John Redland with my review, New Japan Pro Wrestling's Best of Super Juniors Night 2 event, and I do want to say right now that I will have reviews of every single one of these shows up sometime after the shows are done being live because I got a lot of projects and a lot of work going on. I'm not going to be able to watch every single one of them live, so I hope you understand that. Now, the December 6th show I may watch live, and December 11th, the finals, I will for sure watch live because I can't miss that, and then Super J Cup, I will be watching that live as well. And I'm excited to see how New Japan is going to finish off both of these tournaments. I like the round robin style. It's not quite as good as G1 because the G1 is just on a whole different level. But I like the fact that they're giving everybody, they're just putting these action-packed tournaments here. And there's been some pretty good matches so far, even with the people I don't necessarily care for. So, they're in Cork and Hall tonight. We get Yuji Nagata and Gabriel Kidd versus Kojima and Hanma. It's great to see Nagata and Kojima back in New Japan ring. Hanma should retire. I know he's got the passion, but he can barely goddamn move. I know it's all the death matches, the surgeries that he's had. It's just really hard to watch him. It's great that Gabriel Kidd got a chance to shine, but he got hit with the Cozy Lariat, 1, 2, 3. And then we have Yuya Gamura and Bushi. Bushi has great goddamn gear, great goddamn entrance gear, and great mask. Yuya attacks early. Bushi takes over for a while, focusing on the back with a nice Boston Crab spot. Yuya does hit a really nice dropkick in the corner. Very good move there. Gets a Boston Crab of his own on later, and then a nice German suplex. It opened like Bushi really took that well. And it looked like Yuya might actually get 2 points, but nope, alas. Bushi hits a code breaker variation, gets the victory 1, 2, 3. And then we get Robbie Eagles versus Master Wato with Tenzan. Now, I have not been too kind to Master Wato, and that's mostly down to the look and just the fact I don't understand the goddamn gimmick. That's not to say that he's bad in the ring. This may have turned me around a little bit on how he is in the ring. He got a chance to show up. Robbie Eagles is a good opponent for him to was a good opponent for him to have here because Robbie can do a lot of really good shit on the ground, in the air, and this is a good match. It did take a bit to get going, but that's not necessarily the worst thing. I'm glad I stuck with this instead of losing interest. They got me into it. So good submissions by both. Robbie was, quite goddamn good in the air and on the ground. Did a dive into the barricade. Not the only dive into the barricade we'll see tonight. Wato got a drop kick to stop Eagles out of the air later. Bit of an awkward bomb spot, though. I think they were trying to do some kind of power bomb variation. It was just kind of like a spill. Fortunately, neither man got hurt. Ron Miller special. That was, he really can hit that from just about anywhere. The leg lock that he does. Kicks aplenty. A lot of kicks. A lot of goddamn kicks. Turbo backpack, but the double knees got up by Wato, and then he hit a tombstone variation, and then the spiral tap, as I call it, 1, 2, 3. Master Wato getting the victory, and pretty good stuff. Then we get Sho and Doki, Shoki, if you will. Doki has great theme music. If he won a match more often, I would remember that. Sho starts aggressive, huge kick outside off the apron. That looked really goddamn deadly. Doki, of course, gets the ref out of his way and lays his lengthy pipe right into Sho's throat. His throat, if you will. Okay, that one got away from me. But honestly, Doki, he can perform pretty damn well. He then targets the neck. Pace picks up. We get 3 power bombs, the last one being the last right into the knees. Doki gets an armbar, gets a winding slam for 2. Back to the strike, aplenty. A pile driver, and then soon after the shock arrow, 1, 2, 3. Sho gets a victory. And certainly not bad. We then get Taguchi versus Ishimori. Now, Taguchi, once he got away from the antics, actually was a little bit more aggressive going after the ankle, while Ishimori was like, fuck it, I'm just going to continue to beat the shit out of this weird, goofy man. But then it looked like, Taguchi might get the victory. We got some roll-ups, and then Taguchi got his tights held. Ishimori gets the victory, and Taguchi's tights were down for quite a while to, I assume, do comedy. And the last thing I wanted to see is Taguchi's ass, and apparently Ishimori's like, what the hell? No, I don't want to see that. I won. I'm leaving. And it was kind of funny. I mean, at first, and it kind of went on a little bit too long, but it is what it is. Not a bad match. And then we get El Desperado and Hiromu. A slow start at first for about the first minute. Things picked up. Hiromu tossing Desperado into the barricade. Some really good stuff here. Big slaps and chops. Desperado diving outside, rolling dive. Really, really good stuff. You get exposed turnbuckle spots. So Red Shoe's like, no, I'm not going to count that. They got the pace really far, really, really cranked up, and especially the aggression. They were laying those chops in. We get a ref distraction. We get a low blow. We got a chair in there, and eventually we get a stretch muffler, and shockingly, El Desperado, even with all dirty stuff, gets the tap out. So he gets his first 2 points. So here's the point total so far. Yuya Yamura with 0 is probably going to be the case. Master Wato with 4. Robbie Eagles with 2. Doki with 0. Sho with 2. And Embushi with 2. Taguchi with 2. El Desperado with 2. Hiromu with 2. And Ishimori with 4. So, or with 2 rather. Because it's kind of, it's like some of these I'm actually having to go back and look at the results here. So you'll forgive me if I get 1 or 2 point totals wrong. I'm trying to keep this stuff straight. A little bit hard to do that. But certainly not a bad tournament so far. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.